AromaPrime is incredibly excited to have created a range of scents for Warwick Castle's newly refurbished Kingmaker experience. The scents use exactly the same formulas as were in the attraction back when it first opened in 1994. As we pass the stable in Kingmaker, we can smell a particular scent that was actually made in 1984, a whole decade before Kingmaker opened. And this mimics straw, manure, leather, and hints of urine. It's unlikely that the odours of stables have changed much throughout history, so when the scent was being made, our team could go and sniff some real stables and compare it to their concoctions and see if they were getting it right. Because fire was one of the only ways to keep warm during winter, people in the 15th century may have often had a smokiness embedded in their clothes. However, they wouldn't have smelt quite as smoky as the blacksmith, who might have been identified by a whiff of coal fire and sweat. When you walk through Kingmaker, remember that many of the smells would have been normal to 15th century people. Most jobs were labour intensive, and people would have been used to all the stinks that came with hard work. In fact, our modern homes, full of air fresheners and bleach, might have smelt repulsive to a 15th century nose. As we encounter the higher status workers, such as the Receiver General, the scents reflect their wealth. Your nose meets the flavours of rich oak and herbs. We normally think of people from the past as being stinky, but they cared about odour because bad smells were thought to bring disease. Herbs were used as a kind of perfume, stuffed into clothing or scattered across the damp hallways of the castle to cover up any stinks. Castles lacked the insulation that we're used to today, so despite any dampness, a comfortable breeze would have helped prevent lingering stenches. You can smell herbs in the eating areas where people would have enhanced food that might otherwise have been bland by our modern standards. Herbs were also used for many kinds of medicine. As it happens, Kingmaker isn't the only place you can find AromaPrime scents at Warwick Castle. In the Horrible Histories maze, there's this marvellous smell pump. When you put your foot on the pump, you get wafts of the Industrial Revolution coming right up your nostrils. There's also a second one, and when you pump it, you can smell the herbs of a witch's potion. The familiarity we find in pongs from the past can help remind us that the world people experienced back then might not have been all that different to the world we experience today.